November 17th, 2022. 10,000 truckers are on the sidelines since July up until September of this year. In the last few weeks, all of us heard about all the layoffs that the big tech companies have been reporting, from Facebook to Amazon, Twitter. So the numbers for October and November right now, as we are approaching December pretty quickly here, are going to be staggering. It is, unfortunately, I believe, going to quadruple. Yes, America does run on Dunkin' when you go around and see how people live. It's really sad when it comes to obesity and all that. I get it. But America really, in reality, runs on trucks. And it's not just America, it's basically any developed country. So when you see truckers going on sidelines like this, it's a big, big red flag. Recession is and has been in United States. And if United States is in a recession, then most of the world is in a recession. Why? Because everything is intertwined. And the dollar is still world's reserve currency. So when you look at it, what's been going on, you can ignore what defines recession. We can have current administration or whoever is sitting in the White House tell us. They can change in Wikipedia what defines recession. But when you see 2 consecutive negative GDPs, when you see 2 and a 10-year yield inversion, after several months you see recession happen every time. Those 2 indicators have never been wrong before. If you go back all the way down to 1960s, and that's exactly what's going on. A lot of these indicators now are popping up because when the Fed Reserve started raising rates, everything was kind of lagging, right? And now reality is setting in. People can't they can't just disregard, pretend it's not existing, the fact that everything is going up in price. Like all services, whatever you do. Have you been to the car shop recently, or to some issues with your car, whatever it is, you needed some parts for your air conditioning unit? Look at your energy bill, look at your grocery bill. I mean, we know it's not 7.7% when it comes to consumer price index, the CPI. We know that's not it, because those are the 2 areas that the working class needs the most, uses the most, okay? When you look at all this, it's lies 24/7. Propaganda, it's what it is. Why? To get reelected. We all know the game. Both sides are doing it. It's just nothing but lies. We know reality. We're out there in the real world, okay? Just an average guy like you guys trying to make sense out of this nonsense. And nonsense, there is plenty. Yes, one day I'll do a video out of my office, look all fancy, whatever. That's not the point, okay? I had many complaints. Oh, you make videos while you're driving. You know what? I can think straight when I'm driving. I don't know why. It's just the way it is for me. If I got something important to say that I think it can help people out, I'm going to say it. And I do a lot of driving, so it makes sense for me. So I apologize for that. This is just the way it is. And one day, maybe I'll go and, like I said, do a video out of my office and make it all professional. Message is what's important here, okay? And as you guys know, following this video blog, I have been telling you for 2.5 years now what was going to happen. And unfortunately, you haven't seen anything yet. This channel is not to scare you. This channel is to prepare you, okay? To the best, to our abilities, whatever we can control. We can't control what these freaks in office are doing, but we can control what we are doing. And gambling in NFTs and cryptos, like it happened in 2021 and all this, and people are saying have fun, staying poor if you're the one that's investing maybe in food, like buying cows, overall livestock, obviously. People were laughing at that. Now they're like, maybe that actually made sense. Instead of spending $20,000 on crypto, I could have bought maybe an acre land somewhere, whatever, right? Or if you go down south in states that are not so sexy, you can buy a lot more. You might have to take a haircut when it comes to your income from the city, but your mortgage, your rent is going to be way less. So you're offsetting that loss by maybe finding some remote position. All you need is good internet and you're good to go. I mean, there are always ways to get things done. We should always focus on solutions instead of pointing problems. Identify the problem, focus on solutions. Here's another metric that's beyond concerning. There is so much data out there when it comes to real estate and everything else and stock markets that's compared to 2008 financial crisis, okay? This one cannot be ignored, and it's connected to trucks, right? Diesel prices were the highest ever recorded, just under $5, about $4.88 in July of 2008. We've had, actually it's happening right now. We are averaging $5 a gallon for diesel right now. So diesel is going to $6 or $7. Why? Because if you look at the dollar terms back in the day, 2008, that was about $6.50. So this is how the dollar, the Ponzi, the fiat Ponzi scheme works, how you're losing your purchasing power. You will see prices of diesel very soon, $6.50. Okay? Goes $4.80, which is identical. It's just a couple of cents off for the high. Is not the same as it was in 2008 because the dollar got destroyed since then. If you look back like 15 years or so, 14 years. So we are going to see diesel prices higher. I talk to a lot of truckers. As you guys know, I am in the food industry, so I know a lot of people, farmers, truckers, and they are barely making ends meet as is with diesel at $5 or $4.50, let alone $6.50. As some states, Eastern and West Coast states, are already at $6.50. Okay? So it's just unsustainable. So how many more freelance truckers are going to go on the sidelines? Not only because we're about to hit diesel apocalypse shortages, that's a whole different story. I'll cover that on the next video. We are looking at diesel prices, in my opinion, based on just history, based on facts, going way higher from now. Another possibly $2 from $5 average as we are right now. And this is all happening right before holidays, right before Thanksgiving, right before Christmas. Isn't this not telling? How can this be ignored? You can't. You can just sit on your hands and say everything's going to be okay. These people are going to fix it. No, they won't. They won't do anything about it. All they're doing is making sure that they are taken care of, and they throw crumbs at the working class just to make them happy. But right now, those crumbs are not working. They need a lot more. They need a whole slice of bread now, and that's costing a lot more. And things are getting out of hand right now because of inflation. As I talked about it plenty of times on this video, we're continuing to see inflation in the areas that you need the most, which is energy and food, and deflation in the areas, in the sectors that many people own, such as bonds, real estate. Your savings due to inflation, right? It's depleting. You need more and more dollars to buy same services, same goods as you did, like whatever, yesterday, a week ago. So deflation of the things you own, not to mention real estate. Listen to this stat right here, this data point. Again, not covered in the mainstream media. $30,000 is now an average loss in equity in the unfortunately divided states of America. $30,000 is why I talked about those digits you see on the screen. In reality, mean nothing. Have you done something about it when your house was, let's say, appraised at $350,000 and you bought it at $250,000? Have you sold and then found something like way cheaper somewhere else? Have you done something about it? Have you put some in under the pillow, bought some food with, some livestock, some physical gold, silver, whatever it is, trailers, tires, I don't know, something real? And then, of course, you got to have some cash. Cash is still king. You got to have cash. Obviously, how we're going to be paying bills. You don't want to be exchanging your ammo, your gold, to pay the bills. And now a lot of people will say it's easy for you to say. No, it is not easy for me to say. I had to do a lot of shuffling around, and I'm way behind what I need to do, because what's coming, a lot of us are not prepared for. Okay? There was a lot of tough decisions I had to make with the newborn baby, how to figure out like a Great Dane, 2 other kids, plenty of cars that I had. I started to unload on them. I returned the lease, sold a couple of cars. There was a lot of things I had to do to make a move and go from a big city like Las Vegas, and I lived in Florida right on the beach, to go out basically off-grid. There was a lot of, I'm a city slicker, I'm a city boy. Lived in the city basically my whole life. This was not an easy decision. I think it was the right decision. I don't know, we'll find out. I've never been more relaxed in so many ways. I've never been more happier than not having to deal with neighbors, having my own freedom. I can go outside in my underwear basically and have coffee in the morning, and I'm not worried about if somebody can see me or whatever, right? There is so many things that that I feel more comfortable with, which I've been trying to tell you guys on this channel, to find ways to get away from big cities, to try to do something, to prepare, to have stored food, whatever the case may be, to make sure you are ahead of masses, you are ahead of the herd, because you know what happens. Masses get slaughtered. It's a famous Wall Street saying. I'm sure all of you heard about it. It happens every single time. We're talking about financial slaughter right now with everything that's been going on, wars, all these. I don't want to even go into the recent health event and previous issues when it comes to jabs and everything that's coming out right now. What else is going on? It is really just kind of like a twilight zone. It's almost like what can go wrong will go wrong. Murphy's Law is happening as we speak. And like I said again, all we can do is we can control what we can control. We can be ahead of the herd, ahead of the masses, by preparing, holding on to the real things, instead of living on hopium that right now, maybe if you get into Bitcoin, it will go back to 70,000 or $1 million per token in future. All of those are dreams. Yes, some of them will become reality. People made billions of dollars in Bitcoin, but that's a very, very small amount of people that made money. Okay, most people got wiped out. As I talked about, it was going to happen. 2021 is going to be remembered as the biggest mania, bigger than the tulip mania ever. We've had NFTs, non-fungible tokens, basically some scribbles on the screen sold for millions of dollars, and now they are priced at like 20,000 from 3 million. And that number is going lower and lower and lower, heading to zero as we speak. Yes, that was happening in 2021. Meme stocks, somebody says, oh, this stock is going to do real well, like AMC, GameStop. Everybody talks about it. It goes up 300% within a week, then drops 500% within 2 weeks. I mean, just incredible situation we witnessed. And I went into trying to explain to people that there is a big difference between being rich and being wealthy. Being rich is when you see these numbers on the screen go up and you expect them to stay there. Maybe a little correction is okay, but then when it drops 80%, you end up at nothing. You gotta have real things. This is not life investing or trading advice at all. I'm just telling you what I'm doing and why and how. And you guys let me know what you think. This video went out way longer than I wanted it. Okay, it's now approaching 15 minutes. I hope you liked it. I hope you shared these videos and let me know what you guys think. United States is now slipping into a depression, not just recession, because recession has been ignored. And they've been doing the same things, pretending it's all good. So they're making it worse. So we are looking at inflationary depression. Inflation in the areas that you need the most, such as food and energy, and deflation in the areas that you own, such as real estate, 401ks, overall stock market portfolio, bonds, etc. If by any chance you see inflation in everything, we're going to hyperinflate probably within the next few years. Like, we will actually have the first world reserved currency hyperinflating. It is going to happen. If they continue with massive QE and you see real estate going back up, everything going back up, we are looking at hyperinflation. So it's either high inflationary depression or hyperinflation. That's kind of where we're at. Those are facts. You guys let me know if you think I'm wrong. Lay out your thesis of what you think is coming up, what your plans are, how do you see this macro play out, what the future holds. Let me know. I am out.